Hello. It's your boy Quan here. Welcome to another episode of Respect the Geekdom presents Geeky Philosophies. I know it took a little bit of a hiatus, but I try to make sure that I put out videos on Monday, Thursday, and Friday, if I can, depending on how things work. Sometimes I might even try more, but we'll see. I'll try my lower my ambitions a little bit for right now. I'm gonna dive into D&D and look into the lawful neutral. So, this is D&D universe, so we're finally getting into the neutral aspects. So, you may have some things that are very similar, but also may have some things that are very different from pretty much the good one. And when we get into evil, definitely possibly from the evil. But here we go. So, lawful neutral acts as law, tradition, or personal code directs them. So, once again, pretty much the lawful aspect goes pretty much by law, pretty much by the universal law, tradition, what they were raised on, or their personal code, what they feel they follow, directs them. This group is honorable and reliable without being a zealot. So, pretty much they're very dependable. At the same aspect, they won't be 100%, high energy. Why didn't you do that kind of stuff? They're dangerous when it seeks to eliminate freedom, choice, and diversity in society. So, unlike the good, neutral can be a little bit more controlling in a way if it's on the bad side. If it sees pretty much freedom, if it sees too much freedom, or if it sees too much choice or too much diversity as an enemy, it may choose to lower those standards, which could be in one half good, because sometimes too much creativity, too much individuality can hinder, but at the same time, too much restriction always hinders. So, and it usually takes middle stances on sides because of soul, because its sole hope rests in law and order. So it will never be 100% this or never be 100% that, because it puts its hope in law and order. It puts its hope that as long as everyone follows these rules, everything will probably go according to plan, which technically that really does define most of humanity when you think about it. Is that even though we put in these laws, even though we go over these rules with certain items, certain equipment, certain things, we have to pretty much go through that law. We have to understand that, okay, this is the law for this, and we have to agree with it. Because if we don't agree with it, then that's where amorality kind of comes in, or what I like to call pretty much a complete savage, to where they see it and they don't really care, and they kind of use it and abuse it. The savage is also not too far from being pretty much the idiot, which, this is why sometimes we have warning labels on certain things that we know not to consume, but sometimes some people has to do it. All right, the commandments of the lawful neutral. What do they deem as law? Or what do they kind of feel as set in stone in a way? They shall not lie. Very close. So we're seeing pretty much a trend with any kind of lawful thing that they won't lie. Next is they shall not kill the innocent. So keep that in mind. They shall not kill the innocent, just like the good. However, remember, lawful neutral can possibly have a different kind of code. So remember, what it views as innocent could be way different than what lawful good views as innocent. It shall help the needy if actions advances law and order. So basically, will help anybody as best it can, as much as it can, as long as it is kind of helping reinforce that idea that as long as there's enough law, as long as there's enough order, everyone, there'll be peace. It honors legitimate authority. So pretty much legitimate things that it deems is like, okay, you are the real deal kind of authority. I'll respect that. It shall follow law, which we already know about that. Lawful, neutral. It shall not betray others. Once again, part of the good crew, the lawful crew, won't betray others, won't betray teammates. It shall not aid in criminals. There we go. It shall honor all oaths. So, pretty much the lawful neutral. Pretty much, if it promises something, if it has an oath to it, then I'll say 10 times out of 10, but I also say 9 times out of 10, it will try its best to honor that oath because, sometimes life happens and things pop up, but it will do its best because it hates to not fail an oath. Even when it may not like that oath, it hates to fail an oath. But if it has an oath, a promise to somebody, it will keep it. They will keep it. They shall promote unlimited order in society, which means they'll try to be the people who calm it down. This is where I say this is where, once again, cops, where I think cops kind of should fall into. It should be lawful neutral. They fall for what the law is. Same with lawful good. Lawful good can be definitely fitting for cops. Granted, we're about to go on after pretty much the neutral side. We're about to go into the lawful evil side, and you'll see how even possibly a cop who's not 100% good or not even 70% good could possibly fall into that category. Same with other people who are, when they're in certain positions that they're deemed as good or lawful, but yet they may have other circumstances, other things that are flowing within them. All right, now going into the sins, what does it say 100%? What does it try its best to say 100% no to? What does it deem as that is the wrong? Failing to alert authorities of crime. So if there's any bad thing going on, it has to report it. It has to. Disrespect the peers. So you have to show respect to your peers. Fair enough. Placing personal desire above adherence to law. So basically, that's just set aside is that in a way, lawful neutral is the more stoic of all the lawful sets of purchase, more stoic than lawful good because pretty much it doesn't want to place its personal desire above the law. First, it wants to make sure that the law says it's okay, and then it puts its desires. So it's a very stoic of the few. Breaking your word to your peers and ally. Once again, this reverts back to shall honor all oaths. Hates to break its word, so it keeps its word. Failing to assist allies in need. Has to help people in need. Good. Breaking a major law. That's no biggie. Lawful part. Failing to assist your superior in need. So if it happens to be near a superior or who it deems to be superior, and they're asking for help, it'll try to help them out. Because if it doesn't, it just doesn't feel good to it. Disrespecting a superior or breaking your word to them. This kind of reverts back to some of the other ones, but whoever deems superior, it grants them pretty much almost a pedestal. Whatever they say goes, and whatever they respect about them, they won't disrespect them completely. Breaking a sacred oath or written contract. Back to honoring oaths. But now we have written contracts now. So that's pretty much an oath to it. And the last one is pretty much helping out or pretty much letting chaos and disorder reign. It does not want that. As usual, the lawful part, it believes that the law and order is the hope. As long as everyone follows those things, everything should be okay. So anything that involves disorder, anything that involves chaos, it's not cool with. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned some things from D&D, from the D&D alignment. I still have pretty much true neutral, which is pretty much what I like to think of as animal or complete savage or the complete other, yeah, pretty much the possible idiot kind of thing, to where they just have no morals. They're probably amoral. And then we have chaotic neutral, which I think that might be a little bit more animal, but we'll dive into that later. I'll research it. All right. Hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoy. Deuces.